Welcome to the podcast with your favorite cash flow guys, Mike and Blaine, giving you the best advice while having a beer. When you're running a business, there are problems every day. Let Mike and Blaine help you out and guide your way. Cheers to the good times with Mike and Blaine for business, beer, and BS.
Hey, it's Mike and Blaine, and I'm Mike Blaine, also known as Cash Flow Mike. That is Blaine Birch. He is the CEO of Dry Run, the best cash flow forecasting software on the planet. This is going to be a great episode, man. What's up?
I'm excited about the topic. I've been following it all week, and we'll dive into it in just a second, tell you about it. It is hilarious. But I also noticed we have matching shirts today. That is like, we're on episode 225. I don't think we've had matching shirts before.
No, I think we have. I think we did a black one time or something like that. Maybe, yeah. I think we did a black one time. So yours doesn't have as many beard crusties as mine. Like I got a little dryness going on right now, apparently.
Oh man, you got to get some of that beard balm stuff. I meant to get all cleaned up before the show today, and then meetings ran over, and this is what you get. But I have a V-neck, so it dresses it up a little bit today. So there we go.
Well, you know what I hate is when the necks get like all wrinkly, like what do they call it, bacon neck?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I don't do. I'll give a shout out to a company. I don't do the Moreno, whatever, $400 t-shirts that you do.
They're not for it. I don't have the bacon neck. I will tell you that with those shirts, they hang in pretty good.
But all right, so I'm a sucker for an internet ad. Apparently, True Classic got like a 3-pack or something. I guess 3 or 6-pack or whatever. Awesome shirts, awesome t-shirts, just plain colors. Different combinations or whatever. If you just want a t-shirt, just looks good, fits good, feels good, go get True Classic.
Yeah. The only thing I like, and these are Unbound. I'll definitely mention them, Unbound Merino, because I love those guys. So I just have almost all my shirts these days. The only thing I've had is right in the V, if only on my V-necks, not on my crew necks, but on the V-necks, after a few years, the little V here starts to like open up a bit. And I have a feeling it's because I probably am just really rough when I'm putting them on and taking them off. But other than that, they last forever. I want to say in honor of, this is why we're wearing blue shirts today. This will be my excuse for it. 229th episode, almost 230 episodes. But check this out. I looked for, like, we never look at this stuff, but I actually looked at some stats this week because I was really curious, right? Our episodes, just our full length episodes, like all time, we've had over 40,000 views and listens. With you, me, and our socials and our platforms that we broadcast on, 23,000 followers, over 23,000. We get well over 1,000 views a month. And then our shorts are crazy. Over 2 million views all time. And we've only been doing the shorts for like, year and a half, something like that. 85,000 views on our shorts a month. And right now we only have 3 beer sponsors, and they're only paying us $5 an episode to buy us a beer. So if you guys want to be part of a place where you actually can get some exposure, especially on LinkedIn and Facebook, that's where we get a ton of our views. Just go to mikeandblaine.com. Make sure you buy us a beer, and we will talk about you. And you can even buy for the whole year if you want. We've already got ones in for the entire year.
Hey, and I feel like in season 6, we're actually taking it serious. We're like, we should go live more often. We should promote this more often. We should post more often.
Yeah. Serious as far as an extra couple of clicks a week. but we were looking at this and went, oh, geez, people are watching. I guess we should actually do a little more. Before we dive into our beer sponsors and what we're drinking, you're in here now. You need to know what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to talk about this CEO challenge that all started with the CEO of McDonald's taking the weird little bite out of a burger and calling it a product and all that. And we're going to talk about how CEOs, promoting products and stuff, sometimes it can go viral. Sometimes it blow up your face. I got some thoughts on that. I know you have a ton. I think it's going to be a really fun topic to chat about.
Yeah. What's funny about that burger is that when you see the pictures of it, I'm like going, damn, I want that. I don't know. I didn't want to see what he did. So this is going to be a great topic because it's trending right now. There's a lot of cool things that came out of it. So yeah, this is going to be fun, but let's talk about what I'm drinking. I'm going to mention Neighbor Pat. Neighbor Pat stepped up his appearance, right? Like he brought in a 4-pack of beers. They're looking good. He's got Ruby.
Wow.
Yeah, Ruby,
Those are
Capra.
great.
Now, here's the thing. I even put on glasses and couldn't read that. I had to get the phone out to try to figure out what was on it, but
that is the fine print.
But it's on there. It's not on straight, but it's on there. And look, here's the supplemental info. So if you want to see it, what is it? He thinks it's 210 calories in this thing.
Oh,
so
well, in
I don't know
nutrition
if this
facts,
is real or if it's fake or whatever it is, but he stepped up. Now, when he dropped it off, of course, I'm still looking at quality control.
A little different. You got a little bonus in one? That's right up to the cap there. That's something.
He came down and says, "You come down there." He goes, "I'm taking it right out of the thing and try to put in these bottles." I'm like going, "Get a turkey baster. It's got like a thing on the side of it," and go 12 ounces. Dude, they'll all be the same. That's all I'm asking for. It doesn't have to be exactly like, Budweiser or Miller does it. Just make them the same. That's not the same. How do you get that wrong? How do you get that, that off? Look at this.
It's a little off, but I don't know how much of how heavy the jet is. Is it like trying to fill up a bottle with a fire hose or is it, because then it's like, stop.
All right. So, but anyway, super impressed. Label didn't fall off. The label didn't fall off. This is a legit label going on, right? So it's a raspberry Bock. Yeah, raspberry Bock. So super excited because you've seen him for 6 years. It just keeps getting better. Everything he comes down, every time he walks down to the house, brings a beer, it's just better and better and better. Production wise,
labels. But labels are looking good. They're looking good.
There you go. Right on.
One was a little dog-eared, but that might have been you.
That could have been me. It was in it could have been me. I won't blame him for the dog ear, but it's and it looks like a Samuel Adams bottle, but well, he's brewing in the garage.
Still, I'm way more impressed because I have never brewed anything, and reportedly, and I know you drink a lot of beer, so it's fantastic beer. So Pat's got the quality down. That's the product quality. That's what's important. Right?
That's the first part, right? If you don't have that in your business, if you don't have quality in your business, if you're not delivering the promise, then it won't matter. Your business will fail anyway. Yeah.
Speaking of delivering on their promise, Outer Range Brewing Company. That's what I'm drinking this week. And I've had this a few times lately because I just got a bunch in my fridge. I'm trying to get it. Is it going to go clear in the camera? It's kind of blurry. Anyway, it's kind of got cool art on. Oh, there we go. Cool art on and it's got a nice clean logo. Pass was closed, hazy IPA, and delicious. And but I'm starting to try and get we're only here for a few more weeks here. We're trying to get through the beer in the fridge. So I will tell you for the next few weeks is going to be the fruited sours we got in the fridge. Maybe a Guinness because that's pretty much all we have left, and a couple of 10%ers that I've been too chicken to open up, especially before we do an episode. So Outer Range, I've been on a real run of these guys. They've been really good, actually.
Yeah. So it's funny you say the 10%ers. Every time I do it, I get in trouble. It's like going, I don't like it when you do your podcast. It's not always like that. It's like that when I get a 10%. And the last one I did, I got in trouble and I didn't even realize it was a 10% beer. Didn't even realize.
Yeah. They get sneaky. get
Yeah.
really sneaky. So I'm trying to avoid getting into trouble, and nothing will quite top the whiskey episode that ended up a beer and whiskey episode. that was
Yeah,
a
there you
little
go.
bit of a runaway. But anyway, we're good today. We're ready to roll. So tell me about this topic. I know what I understand
wait a
where it
second.
comes from.
We got a couple more beer sponsors we haven't talked about. So,
Oops,
yeah, that's
you're
right.
right.
Karen Hairston up in Michigan, she is an Amazon bestseller and the Amazon bestseller of Stop Growing Broke, Start Growing Profits. And go check her out, 3S Smart Consultings. If you've ever just struggled with cash flow in your business, go check her out, 3S Smart Consulting.
Yeah. And always so thankful to Devin and well, neighbor Pat too, but Devin has been a long time beer sponsor, sponsoring us again. He's in for a bunch of weeks here, and biggest LSU fan on the planet. Also superstar that was actually featured on the screen very briefly in a Netflix documentary. So he's like just a superstar in our eyes. And thanks so much again, Devin. Really appreciate it.
Hey, I'll tell you what, my friend TJ called me up and like going, dude, we have to go to Death Valley in November. I'm like, why? Well, Texas, his girlfriend, fiance, wife, somebody he knows, somebody he knows is a fan of Texas University Longhorns. So one strike against her. But they're playing LSU in Baton Rouge. So Devin, look for me and a couple of my friends to come to Baton Rouge in November to see the Longhorns get beat by the LSU Tigers. Go Tigers.
I shouldn't even say this. I actually have a couple of shot glasses in Edmonton, Texas Longhorn shot glasses, because I got the first time I was in Austin, and they're super cool shot glasses, and it's such a cool logo, but I don't know much about college.
Hey, you know how to display them properly? Just turn them upside down. Just turn them upside down. I mean, so don't sit them up right. Turn them upside down.
Someone will disown me that I know. I'm sure someone's going to say, "Don't do that to Texas Longhorn." Blah blah blah.
You know what's funny is that like Texas Aggie fans, Texas A&M fans, we'll go into stores and I'll know exactly when a Texas A&M fan has been there because they will turn everything in the store that's Texas upside down. Like if you go into Target, like, why is this hat upside down? Why is this cup upside down? It's because they take the Texas Longhorns and turn it upside down. So it's funny.
Oh, nice. Oh, a little bit. I'll remember that next time I'm, well, probably in Austin. I probably don't see that stuff around here too often. But.
Yeah, they probably don't do it in Austin, but I wouldn't think. I mean, they might. Who knows?
Oh no, not in Austin. In like Houston or Dallas or something. I'm not sure we would even see that stuff here. I know here it's U of A versus ASU. That there's a big hate on for each other out there.
Yeah.
So why can't we all just get along?
So we're talking today about, should the CEO test his own product? First of all, the funny part is product. Right? Like,
Product.
Dude, when the McDonald's CEO is calling his own stuff, well, let's take a look at this product.
Product, yes. This is a very reasonable product.
You've lost touch with the person that eats McDonald's. You just have, which is me. Like, I don't call it a product.
Now, I will say, absolutely 1,000%, they should be testing and they should be listening to customers. What I will also say is, you might not be the best fit to go on social media. And that guy was okay. Now here's the question, because at first I'm like, oh my God, because as soon as you see it, you're 5 seconds of the video, I'm like, this is a train wreck ready to happen. And it was. But before the show, you mentioned something that I thought exactly the same thing. Ultimately, it looked like kind of a good burger. So they put this guy on. He was went viral. You would say, but it's kind of a little bit of the all press is good press, because how many people this week learned about that new burger, and despite that the CEO looked kind of want to go try it now because they saw it and it looks like a good burger.
Yeah, but you as the CEO, is that the image you want people to know of you? Or I don't think it is. It's a good looking burger. right? It's a good looking sandwich. I'm like going, yeah, I actually want to take a bite. I would have been a great person to say, hey, let's put this guy on here and take a bite of this burger, because I would have made it happen. I would have got people excited about it. Him?
Yes,
It was
but
less about the burger, right?
But would you have gone viral? Like the Burger King
I wouldn't
response,
have gone. No, I wouldn't
would
have gone.
he have gone viral? So I am so curious if this was, they kind of lucked out, or did the marketing department go, this might go viral because that guy's probably not very good on camera? Or was it like, oops, well, it kind of worked out okay because they got a ton of virality and traction out of it. Now, if you ask the CEO, would you want to be ridiculed on social media? They would probably say no until they see the increase in sales and the increase in their bonus. And then they're probably thinking, actually, probably was not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. But I mean, here's the thing. We're talking about the burger. What's the name of it?
I have zero idea. But
if
I went,
no,
I know it's McDonald's though. And if I went into McDonald's and looked, I know I would recognize the name because it's the new one with the weird name I never heard of. That's what I do remember.
Yeah, it's called the Big Arch or something like that. But
okay.
Here's where I think he made a mistake, is that he became the topic, not the burger. People were talking about it. People were talking about him and the way he is, and not about the new burger at all. You know anything about the burger?
No, but what I was saying is that I'm like, that looked pretty good, right? Like, so the thing is, the burger doesn't go viral.
Every commercial looks good. And as soon as you get it, it looks like shit.
But the outcome is that, like I said, if it was the Burger King guy that came on in a response, so he did okay. But if he just came on and had a giant bite of a burger, no one cares. No one watches it. Doesn't go viral. So the number of people viewing it, this is how I see it. This is kind of like your, the hockey analogy. What else am I going to do, right? Shot from the point, bounces off your ass and goes in the net. Sometimes you just get lucky. No skill. You might look like an idiot doing it, but you still score the goal. And that's what I feel like the CEO ultimately, it did go viral. And there's, if you just had unless it's a celebrity, if he was a normal looking guy, normal looking bite, nobody sees that. Think about that. Virtually no one would see it versus half the planet has seen it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out, and we're running incredibly slow. Now, let me tell you this. Great looking burger, probably an awesome idea. But here's what's happening. Was it the last day, or I'll just go the last month of the stock price is what I looked at. On March 3rd or so, around when this thing came out, they were at 331, and now they're at 323. Which is incredibly high. I can't believe McDonald's stock is $300. But it has dropped that much. I mean, in a month, it's dropped 1%, which is 1%, which isn't terrible. Yeah, it's dropped about 1%, which isn't a huge thing, but still, I don't. But it wasn't a lift either.
Well, no, but that's because investors are terrible at identifying this stuff. So they look and go, oh, the CEO is humiliated. The stock price goes down. To me, I look at that and go, this is the time to buy McDonald's, because there's a good chance their quarterly earnings will actually go up because they got so much exposure. And ultimately, exposure, people laugh, they drive by McDonald's and go, hey, there's a new burger in there. And if that quarterly price goes up, stock price goes up, and I sell, right?
Well, they did say that, I'm going to use some marketing analyst opinion that, I looked up before the show. I'm like, all right, that it increased their brand by 18 million. that video.
Yeah.
So look,
Well,
it increased their brand by 18 million from a
Yeah.
marketing from the media's exposure alone. Let's just talk about
exactly.
things that they didn't pay for. So if there's an $18 million lift, they would have paid that just for the exposure.
Yeah. And we've seen that, like, and you know, we don't have a consumer product and everything like that, but we've seen that. Think about how many shorts we have online, and we get pretty good views of those shorts.
And we don't
But
pay.
we have one. What's that?
And we don't pay anything. That's
we don't
what
pay a dime.
McDonald's didn't have to pay nothing.
Didn't
for
have to pay a thing. And we saw that for whatever reason, one of them went viral on a single platform. And we had like 1.3 million views or something like that on one short. You can't really plan for that. You kind of got to get lucky. And I think ultimately, I suspect they just got straight flat out lucky. I actually think it was probably someone that went, we want authenticity. Let's put the CEO on. He can talk about the sandwich. And then they probably went, that was a little cringeworthy, but I'm not telling the CEO. And they put it up there thinking it would just be like, whatever. So if you were it's short. No one sees it anyway.
Seconds, yeah, 15 seconds. Nobody's looking at this.
Not that many people follow McDonald's like there are, but no one cares.
So,
and then it blew up. And then
two things had to happen then.
Oh.
It blew up because somebody saw it. Somebody goes, holy shit, that's weird. And that's probably all they did. It's me posted out there, hey, do you guys see how this guy looked? And then you saw it, then you say, and then it goes crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. And the right people seen it that have the right followers and everything. Ultimately, this worked out in what I think a lot of people, and again, traditional investors in the stock market look at it and they actually see that as a negative. And truthfully, it's like, you just can't pay for, like, you cannot pay for that kind of advertising. And that kind of, even if they paid $18 million and put up a Super Bowl ad, it is not having the long lasting impact and conversation piece that this one does, because it just was so uncomfortable. Now the CEO is like, okay, now wouldn't it be funny if you found out that wasn't actually the CEO and it was an actor? just like, they just pulled that whole thing off. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't, because they would know, like the competitors especially would know if it wasn't, right?
Well, yeah, he's definitely the CEO, but it's one of those things where maybe that is his authentic self. And we've been talking about over the last several months that authenticity sells more than polished.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I did 2 videos today for my marketing team, and there's little flubs and a little whatever, and we just keep them all in there because they're like, hey, if you talk to me, that's kind of what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, that's what people want, especially in the world of AI. They want something real. And I think the thing was, like, this guy he might love McDonald's inside and out, but people can tell that. See, this is where AI videos and that I think are going to, there's a place they can get and then they cap out. This is where they cap out, because this is a real person that everybody else can pick up. It's like, oh geez, that guy, I don't think he likes hamburgers, right? Like, they can read that. You don't get that, because AI would go, I'm going to watch 8 million people eating hamburgers. I'm going to take the average and I'm going to make a person eating a hamburger, and they're going to take the average bite. They're going to chew it. They'll smile a bit. It'll be completely generic.
Yeah.
You can't get that sort of thing, right?
Yeah. Unless you tell AI, I want this to be the best burger ever, or this is the worst burger ever, but it's still going to start with average and
Yep.
extrapolate that.
And it's not going to get the subtleties of, like, when you watch him, he takes a bite and his one eye kind of closes a little bit, and he takes just a smallish, and we're talking like, everybody knows that wasn't a real bite of a hamburger. But if he took like a 1/4 inch more burger, they probably don't even notice, right? Like, it's these little tiny subtle things that humans, millions upon millions of humans, can see it and instantly go, I don't think that guy likes hamburgers. And then you listen to him when he's talking about product and stuff, and you're like, I'm pretty, like I said to my wife, I'm like, that's a guy that brings a salad and Tupperware every day for lunch. And he says, like, I have McDonald's for lunch every day. Bullshit. We all know you don't.
Yeah, bullshit. Well, I mean, think about it. It's all these other like food CEOs. I don't care if it was the smallest, restaurant in your community or Wendy's or Burger King, whatever. They all jumped on quickly. We'll go do it better. And none of them caught fire because
they kind of did it right. And they couldn't, you can't fake that, right? Okay, so you look like a normal person and you took a big bite. Like the guy from Burger King, I guarantee you, was the first one on. Looks like a regular guy, took a giant bite of a hamburger. And I actually believe that guy probably eats hamburgers every week or whatever. It fizzles out and no one cares because there's nothing unexpected. There's nothing surprising. Kind of, it was a bit of a comment on that, but no one cares. If he did that alone in isolation, nobody watches it. So again, those competitors kept this going and kept this going and kept this going, trying to hop on, and all it's done is give more press to McDonald's.
Yeah,
it has not worked for them. It doesn't do anything. It's a little tiny, your 15 seconds of fame, and then but you just gave more props to your McDonald's compatriots.
Think about it. We talk about authenticity wins. That's probably him. That's probably him being authentic, even if we're making fun of him.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So you can say authenticity wins, but doesn't go viral. It's a combination of authenticity and story that goes viral. And the story in this case was, that guy's a CEO of a burger chain. I don't think he likes burger. Like there's a story there that was gripping and nothing else really catches, right?
Okay. So there's two different versions of authenticity there. He was being authentically himself, but our expectation of his authenticity was he would actually eat the burger.
Exactly. There still has to be a flip.
Yeah. I'm like, going, dude, you're in charge of McDonald's. I'm like going, you're selling this stuff to me. If you won't eat it, why should I?
Yeah. Except that it was probably on his side actually fake authenticity, but it was also completely authentic, I think, on how he would eat and feel about burgers. But see, the thing is, like, authenticity builds, I guess authenticity doesn't sell. Authenticity can build trust. But that isn't the same as building market. It's not the same as building leads. It's not the same as building exposure, because authenticity by itself is probably generally pretty dull, right?
Yeah. So if you're authentic and your product's not awesome, right? Because not everybody can have the best product. Sometimes we compete, there's the ways we compete, your competitive advantage. It's either quality or price and those type of things. And some people compete on price, which is not the greatest product. I don't think people mind bad products, right? I mean, they know what they're paying for. Mm-hmm. I think they do. This is why I think it went viral. They do mind when a leader doesn't know it's bad. Right? Like they're out there promoting it like it's the best. Like, hey, this purse is just as good as the Louis Vuitton. No, it's not. I mean, that just seems like it's a lie. It's just
there was a CEO. You might remember this because this was in the last couple of months. There was a CEO. I'm pretty sure it was a food company, and he got caught completely bad-mouthing the product, and he had to resign and everything. And it was interesting because when I heard him completely bad-mouth the product, my first instinct was, shit, here's a CEO that's actually calling a spade a spade.
It was soup, right? It was like Campbell's soup or something like that.
I think it was Campbell's soup.
It was like soup, like going, hey, this is just for poor people or something.
Yeah. And it was
totally like, wow, way off the charts.
And if he would have come out and said, I was not lying about that, we have to fix our soup and use that, it could have been like the McDonald's one. It could have been, I guarantee you by fall, you will see a new Campbell's soup with only freshest ingredients or something like that. It could have revitalized the brand. But
We
he got
better make sure.
but he actually, yeah, okay, it might not have been Campbell soup. Okay, go on. It's just an we'll say it's an example, such as somebody saying that. I don't remember what product it was. But I think there was an opportunity lost because I actually respected him for being honest. And I think that got lost in the shuffle. And if they would have jumped on it, a good example here was now, okay, I again, I don't want to name names in a way because I don't, but a famous pizza brand. I think it was the CEO that said something like their pizza tastes like cardboard. But the difference was they went to the ends of the earth to rebuild their pizza. And it was one of the big brands, and they're doing really well now because they actually took that as an opportunity to go, we're going to make the best product. We're going to make a better product. And it feels like that's what was an opportunity lost. But I actually think getting the guy, like having to step down or firing him, to me, didn't make me think he was tone deaf. I'm like, that guy was telling the truth. The board of directors is tone deaf because they don't care about their own product. They're just like, I'm just looking at the bottom line and sell. To me, if I'm looking at a market opportunity, if you're another soup producer, I would be just like the guy from Burger King, because they didn't own it. I think other soup producers could have come out with a massive campaign, Super Bowl ad that says, our soup is actually fresh, clean, delicious, blah, 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 blah. They could have jumped on that. Nobody did. I think there's a massive opportunity lost on both sides.
Yeah, so I think you're right. So the pizza one was actually Papa John's. That was his thing. He goes,
Oh, was
"Our
okay.
yeah. So our pizza doesn't taste so good." It's basically what he's saying. And he was the guy that said, remember Papa John's is better ingredients, better, whatever it is,
Yep.
Papa John's. And I'm looking for the company. It was Food for Poor People. It was a company, soup products, but whatever reason, Chelsea doesn't want to tell me the name. So maybe you look it up. Food for Poor People. And it was in a lawsuit. There was a lawsuit against it there, for that. That's why he got fired. I think.
Weird. Here it is. Campbell's soup executives secretly recorded mocking. So it was this.
See,
that was exactly
we didn't
it.
lie. We didn't lie, people. We didn't libel. We didn't slander. We didn't do any of that.
Yeah. It was, well, and I think actually it's kind of funny because it's the part of the problem with AI is I think they somehow seem really far behind, like a few months behind before they actually get to scrape everything. I'm not totally sure if that's still the case. It was at one time that their results were based on not the most recent. And I know that the pizza one, was it Papa John's? I swear it.
He said it during an interview in 2017-18. He said, "I've had over 40 pizzas in the last 30 days, and it's not the same pizza. It doesn't taste as good."
A good thing
down for that, right? And actually, I'm like going, damn. If I had the CEO saying that, I'm like going, I'm actually okay with that. Yeah, fix it. It doesn't taste as good anymore. I don't know what we're doing.
You know what? I knew it wasn't Papa John's because this was going back a ways. Domino's. Same sort of thing though. Same sort of thing. But in 2009, 2010, Domino's Pizza under the leadership of CEO Patrick Doyle famously overhauled its entire pizza recipe in a campaign known as Pizza Turnaround. And he said flat sales, harsh criticism. And this is what I remember: his pizza tasted like cardboard. The difference was he owned it and they fixed it. And that's where I think like Campbell's soup, to me, like the CEO just stepped down. I'm kind of like, really? That to me feels like a scapegoat. Like he pointed out the problem with your product. How many people on the planet heard the problem with your product, and instead of owning it and fixing your product, you're just kind of floating along. oh, if we fire this guy, it'll go away. No, I think that's the completely wrong approach in today's ultra connected world, right?
Totally off topic, but that's the business beer and BS part of this. I just noticed, look at this. Matt put a barcode on his label. I just learned this the last 2 months. Did you know a barcode does not read the black, it reads the white?
No, that's interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Also,
it reads the lines in the white. Go ahead.
Yeah. Pat, what does the barcode do? Or is it just on there to look cool?
Like going, oh my God, fucking Pat put a barcode on.
Is that so you can scan it? Like, okay, Pat, do we not know something that you're not telling us here? Like your distribution down the block, you have a barcode. I suspect that's a barcode that maybe is just for aesthetic reasons.
Like, I'll take a drink of that. I'm like, this thing has a barcode on
it. You should grab there's probably a barcode reader on the App Store. Grab it and see what it actually does. I'm kind of curious what if he grabbed that from a totally different product.
Or download an app barcode reader, but yeah.
There's got to be something there.
But no, I mean, I just learned that. I was reading a thing the other day. It says that barcodes read the white spaces, not the black.
Interesting.
I would have thought opposite. I would have thought exactly opposite of that.
That I would have too. Yeah, I would have. That's interesting.
Here. Barcode reader. Let me see if I can find an app for it.
See if we can find an app. See if we can find out what's on Pat's beer bottle.
QR code barcode reader. That's got an ad. QR code.
So this, it's funny that like the Domino's pizza thing stuck in my mind, but you know why? I think it was a famous story, and it was a famous story because it was really rare at that time. I think with the advent of social media, and the amount of content that comes out, this is where they say it's gone from your 15 minutes of fame to your 15 seconds of fame. And I wonder if any of us will remember the Burger or the McDonald's burger guy a year from now. Like, I have a feeling it'll be here not even this month, this week, and then it'll just completely disappear. Where the flub ups before social media, if they were big enough to make it into the newspaper and that, they stuck around for a long time and there's no other news. So I think they stuck around like the Domino's one and like the Lululemon and all those sorts of things, right?
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm. Give it a go. All right, Pat, we're finding out what your barcode does. If it's actually Pat's beer, I will be so impressed. I'll be like just shocked beyond belief.
So small, I don't think I can get it focused.
Hold further back, but then zoom in a bit.
How do you zoom in?
Like zoom in on the screen, zoom the camera in, but keep the bottle further back.
Well, but it's got the app. See that line going down?
The app. Oh, okay. And it's not reading it? That's kind of weird.
Well, it's blurry when I get close. It's here.
It seems like just kind of a shitty barcode scanner, actually. Like that. It's kind of the point of it. Should be able to.
I don't think I've ever tried to line up two cameras back to back like this.
That's crazy. It tries to zoom in though, so pull the bottle further back and see if it'll actually zoom in. See, it does do an auto zoom, but it doesn't. Oh, that's interesting. I think this barcode scanning software is clever, but it isn't. It doesn't seem to be able to focus on it, which is not great.
Well, I will. Maybe I'll post on Facebook. So if you go to Mike and Blaine's Facebook page, when I figure out what this barcode is, you know who might do? I can take a picture and throw that shit on Chelsea. Let her go look at that.
Mm-hmm. Or even just have it larger on screen, and then you can take a picture of the screen with your barcode scanner. It doesn't have to be on a physical object, I'm sure, to be able to read it.
Oh, I don't think it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, I think we solved the mystery. Pat just he probably went to a makeup barcode software.
Is that funny?
And Pat, you could have at least picked some random numbers to make it look legit.
Like, like, oh, but I had to. It was so small. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so maybe we won't go look it up.
Yeah, you probably don't need to bother looking. Pat, if you're gonna do something like farcical like that, you might want to pick at least pick a number that actually is kind of interesting and so funny in some way. Maybe like
I thought I would come up with like Blaine's BMW or something like that. I'm like, oh, if I just buy this here for 15 cents, then you got to give me the BMW.
I think I turned my car over.
No, I got a receipt. I got a receipt. I bought Blaine's BMW for 15 cents.
Something tells me that isn't quite lining up. That's a little bit like the win a Toyota. I remember the radio station that lost that they had to win a Toyota, and it was actually a Toyota, and then whoever won it got mad and sued them, and they had to give them enough money for a Toyota, like a car. So
did you see any of those spin-off memes from this?
I saw one or two, and then it started to see. That's the other thing with stuff like this. I think it was the Burger King guy that jumped on first. And then,
yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. It's people that are saying, let me give you a couple examples that let you know where I'm going with this. Courtney and I were just cracking up like crazy, like going, I'd like to see, and I printed them off here. I'd like to see the CEO of Ticketmaster try to buy Taylor Swift concerts during pre-sale.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, okay, so that's spin-off. No, what I was going to say was, like, just before we move on to that, was when you're the first guy, like the Burger King guy, and you jump on, you're in the mix. But then it started to get into the also-rans, and every other burger chain is doing it. And I can't remember which chain it was, but one of the guys hopped on and did it, and the response from the Burger King guy was, well, yeah, that's because the CEO is the only one that can afford their burger, because it was quite an expensive burger place. But you if you're not the first in and it's not really hot, don't try and hop on because you look like a poser, like you look so bad, because now it's moved on. So the opportunity, so this is interesting. The opportunity for the burger one, I think, is gone, and you look like a loser if you do it. But all these ones where people say, I like to see the da-da-da-da-da-da-da, there might be an opportunity for some of those CEOs to actually jump on and do it. But yeah, I know they're all like in jest and everything, but I wonder if there is an opportunity for some of them, depending on what it is.
I would think so, but I think Courtney pointed out something important about, maybe it was the Burger King guy versus the McDonald's guy. Because I think she said the Burger King guy like looked legit. Like it was like, oh yeah, this is the way it should look.
Yeah.
And then she looked at his title and it wasn't CEO, it was president. She goes, oh, that's what it is. He's still connected to the crowd. He's not CEO. Like, he's still, involved in the operation somehow.
I wonder if they, their social media like group or marketing group probably maybe they went CEO. Nope. President could do it. And maybe that's actually, they got to pick.
Yeah.
Who kind of represented the business.
Noticed the title change and maybe it was Burger King, maybe somebody else, but she noticed the title change was the person that was best at it had the title of president.
Yeah. That's interesting. They could probably get a little picky choosy of who would actually respond well. I'm curious. So do you have, what are some of the, actually, I wonder maybe chat could tell us about that. What are some of the top ones that people have actually said, I'd like to see the CEO of so-and-so do X. Like, cause it's clever. That's the thing you can always rely on is the internet. It's like when they renamed that boat, boat face, like you can always rely on the internet to come up with something really quick. The other one, I brought this up a few weeks ago, but I thought was really funny was some people are coming down on AI, and it was one of the people from Microsoft. I don't know which one it was. Basically said, "Can you quit, accusing Microsoft or making fun of AI, or calling it slop, calling it AI slop or something like that, or calling it hallucinations?" And then what did they change the name to? Microslop, I think is what they changed the name to. And like, you cannot win. Like, you got to be so careful. Yeah. Do not pick a fight with the internet because you're going to lose, right?
Yeah. So there were two that I read that I wrote down, like, on these are good. Like going, I want to see the CEO of Apple try remembering their iCloud password. Right. Like, or yeah. I want the other one I thought was funny was, wait a second. I want to see the CEO of Xfinity call customer service. Just do what the rest of us have to do, with, those type of things. Right. I just think it's interesting at that level, even like there was another one about the Delta CEO boarding at Group 9.
Yeah.
Just there and wait. Yeah.
I could actually say the CEO of, in brackets, name your airline, sitting in coach for 6 hours. Like these airlines, there was a big scandal just a few months ago. You probably didn't hear about it because it was in Canada, but the new owners of WestJet, I think it was WestJet. I should be careful because I don't know what it was, an airline in Canada, made the seats even closer together. And somebody posted on social media pictures of them trying to sit in the seat. And they literally, it went so bad for them. They actually had to go and take the extra row of seats that they put back into the plane, back out, and move everything, because there was finally a big enough backlash to go like, no, this is unacceptable. I actually saw online the other day, and I don't know if it was bullshit or not, but they were experimenting with standing on airplanes, and you kind of have a standing seat where you still get buckled into it, but you stand there so they could pack more people in and make the tickets cheaper. Like, oh, there's got to be a limit, right?
All right. So here's another clever spinoff that Courtney and I spent, like, I think 20 minutes just watching this stuff. Now, have you heard the PetSmart thing?
Nope.
You know the chain.
I know PetSmart. Yeah.
All right. So right on the heels of this, there was a guy in California that was saying, "Hey, is it PetSmart or PetSmart?" Right? Like, but he did it in like you've heard people talk through a bullhorn and like grunge, like heavy music, and he's almost yelling it, but kind of singing it at the same time. So he's got this thing, and he hosts a rally in front of a PetSmart and says, "We want to know, is it PetSmart or no? Like, is it a pet that's smart, or is it a mart for pets?" Right? It's really fun. And he's talking about like the ball that's in the logo bounces right in between the T and the S. So is that an apostrophe? What is this thing? So, and this is happening around the same time as this McDonald's stuff pops off. So PetSmart comes back and gives a definitive answer. And one of the things that they do is we'll just go ask the CEO. I'm like, oh, damn, that's a really clever connection, right? It's put in a weird, like, whatever. And he thinks that it's pet smart, and
that's no idea.
It's not a parts for Met or mart for pets.
And he can say that, but truthfully, the only ones that know that is probably this, and maybe not even the CEO, but it was at the time the business was created. sitting in the room with the whiteboard as they named the company. And there's a good chance it is basically going, well, it's a double entendre. It's PetSmart or PetSmart, right?
Who
And
cares?
it's that's probably the answer.
Who cares? Who cares? Right.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, but yeah.
This guy actually got enough virability on the internet. He hosted a rally and hundreds of people showed up at the PetSmart in in California, wherever it was, including John Legend and his wife, Chrissy Teigen, with their dogs. Like, we want to know, what is this thing called? I'm like going, wait a second. Their next 2-quarter earnings are probably all going to be based off of that.
So now here's the question. Did he do this for content? Or did he reach out to PetSmart and actually got this sponsored and did it for dollars?
See, that's exactly what we were saying. It's like going, is this guy even independent or is he actually paid by PetSmart and this is part of a campaign?
I think that when you have social media followers where it's their business and they're doing millions of followers and they're doing stunts like this and that, I think by and large, it's like reality TV. There's nothing real about reality TV. I think it's the same thing here. I strongly suspect that any sort of stunt like that is high, like there's dollars involved. I would guess. Well, I'm not sure, but I would guess a lot of dollars. Right?
It's one of two options. PetSmart was involved to begin with, or two, he just took a chance and he's trying to start his own marketing agency and this happened. Right. There is a chance that it happened and they took advantage of it and he's just trying to get his marketing agency off the ground or influencer off the ground.
Maybe. I suspect I suspect that it was either PetSmart went to them and said, come up with some ideas and this was the best one, or he came up with this idea and went to PetSmart and said, hey, I got an idea, but it's going to cost you for me to do it because I've got the following. I'm guessing it's one of those two. I suppose there's a potential for a third option where he just jumped on this and used it, but I doubt it very much. I doubt it these days. Like with the well, I'd be curious how many followers he had beforehand, because if he had 1,000 followers beforehand, PetSmart isn't giving him like it's not enough, right? There's no critical mass there. So it'd be really interesting. No one will ever admit it, but it'd be kind of interesting.
All right. So an orange vest that cost me $27. Like the life vest, vest line. Damn it. Like the life jacket vest that Marty McFly had in Back to the Future. I bought one of those in the early days of Finnegraph. And that led to a huge investment by Moody's Analytics, that one vest.
Yeah.
So did we kind of planned it. We planned it to stick out. We planned it to, people ask questions.
I think that's quite different though, because that's like your business doing something. And like in this case now online, it would be like if McDonald's said, I think it's like, we're putting the CEO out there because we just want some content, or this guy has a chance to go viral, right? But I think it's different than the guy that would do the PetSmart thing. I suspect, because I kind of want to know, like I said, what were the followers beforehand? If he had a really big following, he's just trying to monetize it.
Well, the other thing is I wore that vest 10 other times. It only worked once.
Yeah. Only worked once, yeah.
For that big purpose.
Yeah.
Right. So weird. So how do we talk to young business owners, CEOs about this? What would you say?
Well, I just think you can't, don't plan to go viral. It's just not going to happen. I think be authentic, try things, because most of the time, unless you're doing something that's actually offside, failing on the internet means nobody sees it. So you can try this stuff. As long as it's authentic and it's good natured and that you can try it, and see. And the worst is you just no one will care. But don't plan to go viral because it's almost impossible to predict what people will grab onto. And it can be what works today might not work tomorrow. Just how it is.
Yeah. So that was really powerful. You said failing on the internet means nobody sees it. So it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like and I don't think I would go in for the any press is good press idea, even though in this way with this McDonald's one, it sort of worked. I don't think I would try that as a strategy, but
yeah, but he's the CEO of McDonald's. If you and I do something stupid on this show, we say something crazy. Well, I wouldn't say that. You said something controversial and you got 1.3 million views. So it isn't that nobody cares. And 66,000 comments about people arguing about what you said.
Oh, that's true. But it also I guess the other side of it is, if you ask me today, I'd say, yeah, same thing. Even if 66,000 didn't agree with me, I'm like, well, too bad for you, morons. Like, I don't care, but it's because it was authentic. I think it made sense. It was not, but again, we weren't trying to go viral. Out of all of our shorts, we weren't trying to do it. We're just putting them up there, and one of them, for whatever reason, caught fire. Right?
Wasn't even a topic we talk about that neither one of us are experts in. We were just saying shit.
No.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the things were I suppose could be considered somewhat experts in. Nobody cares. They pick up stuff that is not overly related, unfortunately. Yeah. Like our Bigfoot, you mentioned the other day, it's like, man, we got a lot of views in our Bigfoot shorts. Like, frick, like, seriously.
Speaking of, do you see that there's like 4 confirmed sightings now in the last week on Bigfoot?
Confirmed by who?
I don't know.
Bigfoot Organization of America.
I saw a headline, so I mean, it could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's nothing confirmed. I always find this so funny. It's like all these pictures of Bigfoot are really far away and blurry.
Yeah.
and yet my phone, I can zoom in like at this point, like 2 miles and get a nice crisp picture or something. Yeah. Somehow not a Bigfoot or Loch Ness Monster's the other one they never seem to get a clear picture of either.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, if you like this conversation, if you want to hear more of this, go to mikeandblaine.com, go to Spotify, go to Apple, wherever you're listening to the podcast, or go to YouTube. Doesn't matter. Go to YouTube. I think we like YouTube the best, right?
Well, YouTube, you can watch us. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow. Most of the people that are actually seeing us are on LinkedIn and Facebook, and they're watching our YouTube feed. So they seem to like it. But yeah, please like, subscribe, follow, and buy us a beer. $5. It is the best $5 you'll ever spend. Evergreen content. Like I said, shorts over 2 million views. Our episodes are in the tens of thousands, like over 40,000 views in since we started here. So not that long. So yeah. We're not even at 300 episodes yet. That's a lot of views, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, and if you're a brewery out there, send us beer. Just send us some beer, and we will taste it like the CEO of McDonald's.
We will drink it, and we will speak nicely of it because he gave us free beer, and we will take your beer.
There you go. There you go. Hey, another one in the books, man. Appreciate you.
Check out their website at mikeandblaine.com. Then subscribe to the podcast and buy these guys a beer.